kind of straight out the lighthouse music.
I go by Yisrael, 12 tribes representing. Uncommon conscious music through your studios, listen. I don't be cooking crack in my homeboy's kitchen. I be about that information, share it with my brethren. You won't see me on no block, serving fiends, catching cases. You'll see me on the web, learning about registration. Trying to search about my nationality and heritage, then research about history and what this shit was carrying. I think my people were slaves in the days of the Constitution, labeled them as livestock. Tagged us, beat us, kept us moving, treated us with brutality and kept the world puking. Then promised slave rights, apologies and retributions. That Negro Act is still valid and they using it. That's why I gotta make this shit Yisrael music. The Negro Act is still valid and they using it. That's why I gotta make this shit Yisrael music. This is Young Yisrael Nation and I got a message that come from the streets. We can no longer be silent. We can no longer be weak. We can no longer suffer defeats from Edomites be what they want us to be. We gotta be the most high chosen nation, cause that's the nation we was chosen to be. We gotta be the most fearless, but we gotta keep up your laws though. I don't know if y'all can hear this, but I'm spitting truth through these bars, bro. If you focus, you can see them. Genocide and I see them. Constantine and his Roman friends, the first council in Nicaea. But as far as these Romans go, when the deep is all this Yisrael united, a kingdom, awakening, a nation. Leave it in there. That's hard. Yeah. This is another great episode of Yisrael United. This is what we talk about scripture. You know what I'm saying? We talk about national awareness. Let y'all motherfuckers know what the deal is, you know. I had a great week, man. I don't know how y'all week was, you know, but mine was good. And if you're here with me, then shit. It's out good, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I got my crew in the building with me. Go ahead and y'all introduce yourselves.
Hey, y'all, it's Cash.
What's up, it's Devon.
What's the word, y'all? It's your boy, Lil Swag.
What's up, it's Ben Yekabin.
Tim in the building.
And I'm your brother, Yekabin. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we got a phone number for y'all to call if y'all want to be a part of the show. Talk some shit with us. You know what I'm saying? Somebody shoot that line for them.
314-339-9759. Hit the line.
Holla at us, man. Come fuck with us. You know how it is. You know how we get down. All right. Let's get a little bit of recapping going on, man. So, if y'all don't know, man, we do read the Bible, man. We read this thing verse by verse. We break it down so motherfuckers can understand it. And with that being said, somebody tell me what we said. First of all, y'all get your Bibles out, man. Somebody tell us where we was at last week.
We read chapter 9 and 10 of Exodus.
We read chapter 9 and 10 of Exodus last week. Now this week, we're going to read chapter 11. Somebody tell us what that recap looking like. Who's going to recap this motherfucker?
Last week in chapter 9 and 10, we continue to read about the plagues that the Most High had put on Egypt. We read about how basically the Most High killed all the living plants and stuff from Egypt by like throwing dust in the air. He also gave them like 3 days of complete darkness. He also killed some of their livestock. And each time he was telling him before he did it. Well, Moses was telling the Pharaoh before he did it, and he said that you gonna know that it's me because nothing was gonna be wrong with the nation of Israel.
Okay.
The last plague that they did was the darkness plague, the 3 days of darkness, and the Pharaoh told Moses to take him and his people to go sacrifice the Most High, but they have to leave their livestock there, and that's where we stopped at.
All right. What y'all think about that, man? Did she miss out anything?
Nah, she was on point.
She was on point with everything.
Y'all be good looking.
All right, so let me get this straight. So we got a lot of plays going on, right? Where we at? In Egypt?
Yeah.
We in Egypt. A whole lot of plays going on. Who is this Moses character? Where he come from?
The water.
He came from the water. That's what his name means. All right, well, shit. I mean, where he come from? Tell me, what lineage he is.
He the descendant of Levi's lineage.
He's Levi's descendant. Who is Levi?
One of the sons of Yisrael, Jacob.
One of the sons of Jacob, Yisrael. Who is that?
The son of Isaac.
The son of Isaac. Who's his daddy?
Abraham.
Abraham. All right. So, why is this shit important to us? Why are we reading this shit? And I don't want to just hear from Cash now. I want to hear from one of these guys up in this motherfucker. Why is this shit important? Why are we doing this?
Because it's history.
Tell you who you is.
Our history.
Our history tell us who we are.
It relates.
The so-called black history.
But I thought the Bible was a religious book.
Where it say religion at?
I ain't came up on the word religion in this book.
Where it say religion at?
I don't know. I ain't read religion in this motherfucker yet. I don't know.
Yeah, I just had a talk with my grandpa.
But you know what? We got a show coming up, man, where I break all that shit down, man. Y'all gonna have to tune in to that, what is it called, bro? That show where I break all that shit down.
Getting down to it with the gun.
Getting down to it with the dime, man. We're gonna, when that shit come out, man, I'm sure post a link to that deal, man. You know what I'm saying? Where we break all that shit right on down. You know what I'm saying? Getting straight to the paint. Alright.
That's gonna be hard.
Yeah, that is hard. So, it let us know who he is, right?
Yeah.
Do we got a nationality right now? Is black a nationality?
No.
African American?
They'll say it is.
Yeah, that's it.
10.
That's just something they put out.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
It's funny now. Like, it's crazy. It's funny now saying African American.
What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does that mean to 10?
Wow.
Yo, no, fuck it. Swag, what the fuck that mean to you? Because I ain't heard from you either. What the fuck does an African American mean to you?
African American means to me is what it is called but it came from Africa. They were in America. That's why I think they call us African American. Cause they put two continents together.
That's good. I like that.
That's what most people say.
Now, when you talk about two continents, see, a lot of people don't realize that Africa is a continent and America is a continent. Now, I do want to say something about America when you talk about America being a continent. What America is you talking about? Because you know America is one land, right?
Yeah.
But you got 3 parts of this motherfucker, right? Who knows? North America, South America, and Central America. What America is? Why they? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Is it just me or why they break that shit down in the continent? I don't know, man. I don't know. It just might be me. But anyway, Africa.
Well, I'm confused. There's a Central America?
You ain't know that?
No. What's North America?
I got a
Because I thought
question.
we was in
Did
North
we-
America.
But we did have a
So
we
what's
had a
Central
kingdom.
America?
did we?
That's Mexico, and
Mexico,
all that shit.
Panama.
I thought that
the
was
little strip.
South America.
Oh,
South America is Brazil and all that shit.
Yeah, that was combined.
Bro,
Central America.
I only heard of a South America.
So there's 8 continents now.
Look it up. That's what. Look it up. Am I full of shit? Let's see. Look it up. Google it. You know what I'm saying? Google right there. Look that shit up. And another question I want to ask y'all why that shit been looked up. The United States of America. Where the fuck is that at? Is that just here in North America
So-
or
Mexico, fuck?
look up Central America? What is Central America?
Central America. It's like Mexico, Panama. Yeah, that's Mexico.
Oh shit, damn, daddy. Hey, brother Yekabin must know what the fuck he talking about this morning.
But I'm confused because if you look up how many continents there are, they still say 7.
Yeah, see, and so that's why. Hey, see, I mean, I left that shit alone. That's exactly why I left that shit alone. Another one of these questions I want
They
to bring
said
up.
Central America is in North America, as I thought. It says it right here on Google. It says Central
So
America
what
is
the
a
fuck
region.
is it, Central or North?
Right.
It's a region in North America.
So what the fuck is it, Central or North? What is it in between? Why do they call it Central? In the middle of what?
But it's still. I could have sworn America stopped at like Texas though, and then
No.
Mexico.
I was taught that Mexico was a part of North America. That's why I was confused. Even in Spanish class, they never
Yeah,
said
that's
Central America.
because
They told-
Texas
they
was
told
a
me
part of
Central
Mexico. Y'all need to look up the what is it called?
Pangea.
Nah, not Pangea. The Louisiana Compromise. The
Louisiana Purchase.
Louisiana Purchase.
they say
Look that up. Look that shit up. The Louisiana Purchase and a history behind all that shit, and y'all see what happened with Texas and all that old shit.
Louisiana Purchases.
Yeah, look that up. Also, the United States of America, where is that at? Is that in North America or is it in South America? Is it the United States of America in Brazil? Is the Brazil the United States of America?
No.
Look it up. Am I full of shit this morning? Am I full of shit this morning?
I don't know. You done lost me. You talking about all these Americas and
Oh shit.
types of-
Yeah, I done fucked everybody head up. Lil Swag did it, man. This motherfucker talking about African America, there's 2 continents and shit. He started it. I just wanted to put some shit on y'all brains before we got into this scripture reading this morning. Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
I mean,
Basically double the size of the United States. But
that's the Louisiana Purchase.
yeah.
I see the United States
Oh.
is in. Well, I see United States of America is in America, which is in North America.
Yeah.
But they had an alliance with Brazil.
So do you see a United States of America in Brazil?
No.
Look it up. Look it up, ladies and gentlemen. Why is she the only one looking at him? She and him is the only one looking this shit up. Don't nobody else give a fuck about this? They don't get no fuck.
Hold on, wait. They said what? They had an alliance of it.
Yeah, because they fought aside in World War II.
Yeah,
He said that. He did it like, what?
But I want to know, is it a place called United States of America in Brazil? Does that exist? Is this the only United States of America? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. And while y'all looking that shit up, we gonna take us a real quick break in this bitch.
Welcome to St. Louis.
Home of the steppers, chestnut checkers. Watch where you go, watch how you rep us. Don't ever disrespect us or question the status. St. Louis stepper, cause we apply pressure. Home of the steppers, chestnut checkers. Watch where you go, Watch how you rep us, don't ever disrespect us or question the status. St. Louis stepper, cause we apply pride that we do. I'm from the loop, I'm tried and true. We mix red with the blue and still come out good. Mix hard with the juice and call it a deuce. When the 12 in pursuit, we high speed through the loop. If we ever feel pressed, we cock and shoot. We got everything for sale, that including you. Your little vibe looking good, we running the chew. If that bag looking right, then we fucking with you. My man taking flights to get a broader view. Left tickets at the port so his broad could come too. It's a celebration every time the gang come through. Got lions, tigers, and bears like the St. Louis Zoo. If you're ever in my city, it's roots to the show. And we only tell the niggas that need to know. Your steppers on every corner got switches and dope. So watch who you fuck with and watch where you go. Home of the steppers, chestnut checkers. Watch where you go. Watch how you rep us. Don't ever disrespect us or question the status. St. Louis stepper, cause we apply pressure. Home of the steppers, chestnut checkers. Watch where you go. Watch how you rep us. Don't ever disrespect us or question.
Word on the beat, word on the beat, word on the beat.
Hey, you got your scripts, bro? Huh? You got your scripts, bro. You know what time it is, man? They talking about they on demon time. You girded up? Yeah, I'm girded up. You show? Yeah, I'm girded up. You show? Yeah. Demons on my head, they attacking me. Gotta move on, get these demons on me. Tryna knock me down, tryna knock me on my feet. But you run up on me, yeah, I got it on me. Yeah, I got my KJV, I got my KJV, I got my KJV. I got my KJV, I got my KJV, I got my KJV. Wait a minute, you thought I was finished, pay attention, cause I was finna make that visitation. Don't be caught slipping in your sin, you better see repentance while you still can. Listen, look, Deuteronomy 7:6 say, yeah, we chosen. Holy cheddar part people, boy, yeah, we chosen. Hope you know, yeah, now stay focused. Grooving in this booth, understand we stand loaded. Slide in that chariot, I'm sliding in that chariot. You can keep the phantom, boy, I'm flying in that chariot. You can keep the phantom, boy, I'm flying in that chariot. Chariot, light speed, blink of an eye, light speed, super fast, 144K on the dash. What? Demons on my head, they attacking me. Gotta move on, yeah, these demons on me. Tryna knock me down, tryna knock me on my feet. But you run up on me, yeah, I got it on me. Yeah, I got my KJV, I got my KJV, I got my KJV. I got my KJV, I got my KJV, I got my KJV. I got my KJV, I got my KJV, I got my KJV. Yeah, you know Chris cooking up. Now let me hear that sound, Chris.
You are listening to Yisrael United, hosted by your brother Yekobin. You can follow us on Instagram, check us out on Facebook, and also subscribe to that YouTube channel. We're a kingdom awakening a nation. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Yeah, we back. Man, look. So y'all say y'all ain't find no information on that shit, huh? I'm gonna have to bring y'all some of that. I'm gonna have to bring y'all some information on that.
Yeah, I ain't seen nothing now.
I know, I ain't seen nothing either right off the first look when I looked on Google. But I'm gonna definitely have to bring y'all some information on the United States. And not just only Brazil, in all of South America.
So basically that whole South America is the United States.
I'm gonna bring y'all some information now.
America is America.
I'm gonna bring y'all information. Y'all already seen that America is North America, South America, Central America. America is America. It's all one land. Now I'm gonna bring y'all some information on this United States thing.
That is another thing that be killing me. Y'all be forgetting that it's all one land.
I got a question.
Yeah.
I got a question.
What's up?
If that's three different parts of America, right? Why did they call us the United States of America?
That's you know what? That's a whole nother class. I ain't gonna get into that right now, man. Because that's gonna take up the whole rest of the time. We gotta get into this scripture. You know what I'm saying? We can't do that right now. We learning that, dog. That's a whole nother history class. That's civics and shit, bro. We can't get into that right now. We gotta read this scripture right now, but we is gonna break that down, man, because that's a good question. I ain't gonna say that ain't no good question. It's just a long lesson, you know what I'm saying, about the United States. All right?
Yeah, that one. It's just pilgrims and stuff settling. I guess.
Nah. I ain't gonna, y'all trying to get me into it. Look at they trying to get me into it, y'all. I ain't finna get into it. I am not doing it. Tim, where we at?
Exodus chapter 11.
Exodus chapter 11. All right, well, let's get straight to it then, Tim.
The Lord said to Moses, "Yet the one plague more I will bring upon Pharaoh and upon Egypt. Afterward he will let you go from here. When he lets you go, he will drive you away completely. Speak now in the hearing of the people, that they ask, every man of his neighbor and every woman of her neighbor, for silver and gold jewelry." And the Lord gave the people favor in sight of the Egyptians. Moreover, the man Moses was very great in the land of Egypt, and in sight of Pharaoh's servants, and in the sight of the people. So Moses said, "Thus says the Lord, about midnight I will go out in the midst of Egypt, and every firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh who sits on his throne, even to the firstborn of the slave's girl who is behind the hand mill, and all the firstborn of the cattle. There shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt, such as there has never been, nor ever will be again. But not a dog shall grow against any of the people of Israel, either man or beast, that you may know that the Lord makes a distinction between Egypt and Israel."
All right, stop it right there. Now, that was a lot being said, and I wanna elaborate on that. Somebody tell us what he just said in their own words. Who can break that down?
It sounds like to me that he just, I don't know if that was a covenant or not, but he just said Moses was going to be a great man of Egypt. That's it, right?
He already is. He was just letting know that he is.
So, that is confusing.
What happened was, they was just telling you that the Most High was talking to Moses, and he said, "I'm about to bring down one other plague. Now you already great in this land of Egypt. Everybody already favor you, from the Pharaoh's servants to like the people of the Egypt land. But you have to let them know that I'm about to bring one more plague, and that all of the firstborns will die. He about to kill all the firstborns, and that's for everybody, even down to like they livestock, they animals. It's gonna be a big cry over the land of Egypt, and the Pharaoh heart is already hard, and he's gonna let them go after this plague."
You know, I'm confused still. Okay.
So, on the last chapter before, like the end of chapter 10,
right?
He was supposed to let them go, and he told them he would let them go, basically.
Now you're talking about the Pharaoh was gonna let the nation of Yisrael go.
Yeah, so he was supposed to let them go. I can understand it now, but he told them they have to leave their livestock behind.
Okay, all right. Was that a problem?
Yeah, it's still a problem because he was still basically hard-headed. He wasn't listening.
His heart was hard.
Yeah. Now, because of him not listening, now they finna get plagued again.
Okay, because the first plagues, they was nasty, but they was getting worse.
Yeah, so now he finna make the worse, and now he finna see what's finna go down. Like, he finna feel it this time.
And what did he say he was gonna do to the Egyptians? What was this?
Kill their firstborns.
He was gonna kill. Did he say that?
Firstborns, even he said something about firstborns. He said he was gonna kill firstborns. He gonna have to do after that.
Did he say he was finna kill their firstborn?
Not kill them. I ain't gonna say it like that.
I thought he already did that. Like, I thought Moses already survived it. They gonna do it again?
Yeah, see, he already did that. The Pharaoh did that once before with the nation of Yisrael. That's how Moses even got in the predicament he got in, right?
Yeah.
But now the Pharaoh talking about doing it. The Pharaoh talking about doing it again, or the Most High talking about doing it.
The Most High talking about doing it.
Oh, so the Most High. Hold on, wait a minute. I'm confused, man. Wait a minute. Somebody break these plagues down to me. What just
all
happened?
of them?
No, not all of them. Not all of them. No.
The reason of them?
No, not necessarily the reason of them. My confusion is, all right. So Moses went to the Pharaoh, him and his family and shit, him and Aaron, right? Went to the Pharaoh and was like, the Most High said, let his people go, right? Yeah. All right, I got that. The Pharaoh heart is hardened, right? Not once, not twice, a whole lot of motherfucking times, and this is why the plagues was coming, right? When did the kids, when did this shit come into play where the kids got to dying and shit as part of these plagues? Is that a plague or who started that shit?
Well, technically, the Pharaoh started it because he was talking about, well, he wasn't talking about, he was doing it. He was killing the firstborns of all the nation of Yisrael because they was populating too much.
Okay, so all right, that's how Moses got in the position. Okay, so now this case right here, who's talking about killing the kids now? The Most High?
Yes.
He just came out the blue and was like, I'm finna just kill the kids.
I mean, it wasn't out the blue.
So it's because his heart is hardened.
Yes.
All right. So Tim, let me see if I can catch this right. Read for me.
That's gonna hit him hard because the Pharaoh gonna finally recognize why everything's being done to him because he shouldn't have put a hit on all the firstborn heads of the nation of Israel.
Okay, well, okay, I get that. But all right, Tim, read from me. I want you to go all the way back to chapter 10, man. All the way back to chapter 10, verse 26.
Our livestock also must go with us. Not a hoof shall be left behind, for we must take of them to serve the Lord our God. And we do not know with what we must serve the Lord until we arrive there. But the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he would not let them go. Then Pharaoh said to him, Get away from me. Take care never to see my face again. For on the day you see my face, you shall die. Moses said, As you say, I will not see you face again.
Keep going.
Exodus chapter 11. The Lord said to Moses, Yet one plague more I will bring upon Pharaoh and upon Egypt. Afterward he will let you go from here. When he lets you go, he will drive you away completely. Speak now in the hearing of the people that they ask every man of his neighbor and every woman of her neighbor for silver and gold jewelry. And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. Moreover, the man Moses was very great in the land of Egypt, in the sight of Pharaoh's servants, in the sight of the people.
Stop. All right, so what was that just all about? The Most High gave favor in the eyes of, what was that about?
The people liked Moses and the nation of Yisrael.
So the Egyptians started to like Moses, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, go ahead and read Exodus 11, chapter 11, verse 3, Tim.
And the Lord gave the people favor in sight of the Egyptians. Moreover, the man Moses was very great in the land of Egypt,
Okay.
in the sight of Pharaoh's servants and in the sight of the people.
Keep going.
So Moses said, This says the Lord, about midnight I will go out in the midst of Egypt, and every firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die, from the firstborn of the Pharaoh who sits in his throne, even to the firstborn of the slave girl who is behind the handmill.
Okay.
And all the firstborn of the cattle.
Of the cattle. All
Cattle.
right, so that's all of the firstborn gonna die, even the livestock. even the livestock.
Yeah, that's all bad.
Okay, keep going, Tim. Where we at with it?
Exodus chapter 11, verse 6. There shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt, such as there has never been, nor ever will be again. But not a dog shall grow against any of the people of Israel, either man or beast, that you may know that the Lord makes a distinction between Egypt and Israel.
Now stop it right there. Now, I know Tim, I know my reader is saying the name Israel, and it's just for my viewers that I'm saying this. Israel and Yisrael is absolutely the same thing, ladies and gentlemen. The only reason it's saying Israel in that book is because they took the wild when they translated the book. All right? So Y and I's are interchangeable. Okay? So when he says Israel, the land of Israel, the nation of Israel, the people of Israel, he's really saying Yisrael. And guess what? If y'all look on the map and y'all see that land of Israel out there, guess what that's really supposed to say?
Yisrael.
That's why I just wanted to stop right there because, you know. What y'all think about what he just read? Somebody break that down to me.
Most High was making some real powerful statements. I'm stating, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do that.
And I'm gonna kill the firstborn of the Egyptians. You know what I'm saying? Not even the cattle gonna get away. All right. All right. Where we at with it then, Tim?
Exodus chapter 11, verse 8. And all these your servants shall come down to me and bow down to me, saying, Get out, you and all the people who follow you. And after that I will go out. And he went out from the Pharaoh in hot anger. Then the Lord said to Moses, Pharaoh will not listen to you, that my wonders may be multiplied in the land of Egypt. Moses and Aaron did all these wonders before Pharaoh, and the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he did not let the people of Israel go out of his land.
Well, stop it right there. Hold on. Now, so y'all get exactly what's going on here. So it shouldn't be hard to explain to me that little short chapter what was just said. What was the important part to look at that and to realize that?
Yeah, he was gonna make an extinct distinction between
The Egyptians.
the Egyptians.
But Pharaoh being punished, basically.
He is.
Everybody.
He's definitely punishing the Pharaoh. He's in the Egyptians. He's hardening the Pharaoh's heart, and the plagues are definitely falling down on the Egyptians. No doubt about it. But what you pointed out was a very important fact right there. They own this land that you called, the swag called earlier, this continent Africa. But it's clearly talking about two nations of people that's on this land. That's why I was saying earlier, these continents are made of different nations, many, many different nations. But at this point, this Exodus story is talking about two different nations in particular. The Egyptians and the nation of Yisrael, these two different people here. Now, you got servants of the Pharaoh, you know what I'm saying, and they may not all been Egyptians. They may have been other nations too that these plagues was falling down on. But the big thing that I wanted to point out about that whole thing was none of these plagues was falling down on the nation of Israel. So the Most High was showing his power because don't forget, this is all an act of power between the Pharaoh because he thought he was his own type of God, and they had this whole sun worship religious thing going on, where they believed that they was almighty, but the Most High is showing who's really almighty. That's what these plagues and all this is all about. It's an act of power here. So the nation of Israel was left alone that whole time. Now my question to y'all is, what y'all think about that? Question mark. Is that powerful?
Yes.
What do y'all think about that?
Yeah, especially being that everybody be saying that black people come from Africa, and just black is just dark skinned in general. They be trying to make it all one thing, but the whole time it's different shades of black. Put it like that.
And how can you tell who's who though?
By how they move, how they act, like they beliefs.
By their beliefs, their characteristics, how they move, how they act. Absolutely. So, if you're thinking about it that way, what the hell is racism?
Right.
A word.
Basically.
You know what I'm saying? The fuck is all that about? If everybody know, this nation of Yisrael, this whole, is that a black or white thing?
No.
I heard something, when I was looking at something, I don't want to say what I was looking at. I was looking at something, though, and it was talking about the nation of Yisrael being a bloodline thing. And how can you tell if you was of the nation of Yisrael? Because everything has been mixed around. Everybody has been mixed around, right? Slavery, race mixing, mixed couples and all that. How can you tell who is the nation? You know what I'm saying? But the simple answer to that is it is a characteristic thing. It is a belief thing. It's the way you move. That's how you can tell who's who. Period. Because to be Yisrael, you got to be circumcised in the inward parts and the outward parts. But we'll get to that in a minute. Let's go on another break for right now, if y'all don't mind.
I have to keep my heart tight, keep my mind right. I have to keep my heart tight, keep my mind right. I have to keep my heart tight, keep my mind right. I have to keep my heart tight, keep my mind right. Keep my heart tight, 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 my mind right. It seems like they will love you if you know how to ball, but they won't understand when your mojo fall. Take money out your pants until you crawl. They do it like they supposed to get treated for Ebola. That's right. That hate around the corner, don't trust who will love you. No. Always in the drama. I don't like the mixer. Bipolar from the pickup. I thought we could talk. I guess that was a mess up. I thought you was my gutter. I have to keep my heart tight, keep my mind right. I have to keep my heart tight, keep my mind right. I have to keep my heart tight, keep my mind right. I have to keep my heart tight, keep my mind right. Keep my heart tight, 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 my mind right. What's up with the secret? What's up? You say you love me recent. I know why you sneak. I know why you creep. I know you act like you innocent. Girl, you just pick. I know why you free. I know why you with me. Why you want a baby? Why you acting lazy? Why you drive me crazy? Acting like you shady? I had enough. It's been too tough, like too rough. I need a puff. I have to keep my heart tight, keep my mind right. I have to keep my heart tight, keep my mind right. I have to keep my heart tight, keep my mind right. I have to keep my heart tight, keep my mind right. Keep my heart tight, 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 my mind right. Smoking on my vegetables, people just too physical. Try hard to get rid of you, I really don't get it, dude. Thought you was the homeboy, childish than my little boy. Always playing big boy, hang around with little toys. Let me just step out the way, I love women, I'm not gay. You can't tell me what's wrong, you can't tell me what's right. You had scammed me once, twice, I really don't need advice from a boy that's like a mice, rolling around just rolling dice. I have to keep my heart tight, keep my mind right. I have to keep my heart tight, keep my mind right. I have to keep my heart tight, keep my mind right. I have to keep my heart tight, keep my mind right. Keep my heart tight, 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 my mind right.
You are listening to Yisrael United, hosted by your brother Yekobin. You can follow us on Instagram, check us out on Facebook, and also subscribe to that YouTube channel. We're a kingdom awakening a nation. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
What's up with it, world? Science 93 Pipeline, Floyd Board, St. Louis. You know what it is. I love my city. We got it going on. Plus we grind every day. Got the Cardinals. We even got the Blues, block to block, corner to corner. You know how we do it. Grind every day. That's what it is. I call it home. I miss you, drop. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my home. 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 St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my home. From the city where the good die young, where it's easy to catch a slug in the hood and play dumb, where it's easy to catch a case anytime, any place, and the real can't relate to all the hate and the fake. How much money can I make? How much money do you make? Every hood, every block, did pay their dues, then made the news, then gave some family the blues. Don't get it confused, my city rates the best when it's due. You don't have a clue, somebody might just give it to you. When all is due, the only thing that's promised to you is that the stew and the money making habitat. What you want on where it's at? If you got the dough, I'll show you what a product is. Stories never told, cases still cold, trials never close, cause the jury gets froze and the law buys itself. Still no justice for us, it's like the wild, wild west. Yeah, St. Louis, St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my home. Showtime, Posse-Ada, my city needs some action. They say that I can't make it, my motto be show me. Savage stand up on my village, Billikens representatives. No matter what you're doing, under the yards they make some haters. Get around, ass brother, if you got it, I'll come get it. And if you got a problem, you can come pay me a visit. From Lee Bay to Bell Fountain, downtown to West County. It's money all around us, out of town is coming find us in the club. They poppin' after 3 a.m. And if you ain't ready to turn it in and cross that bridge, for the party never ends till somebody's come again. Out of town to say your friends, and CL is all in. Jackers be like towies, sometimes they can't ignore it. Your sleeping it should be working, it's like you're asking for it. Cause man, it get crazy, weather make people shame. So I hustle daily, this how my city raised. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my city.
Yeah. Man, y'all know what that is. That's that St. Louis shit. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, man, we having a St. Floyd moment at the time. Alright, let's get back to this shit. Hey, that was cool, man. Tim, where we at in this book?
We at Exodus chapter 12.
Exodus chapter 12. Get your Bibles out, man. Let's get it.
The Lord said to Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, this month shall be for you the beginning of months. It shall be in the first month of the year for you, till all the congregation of Israel, that on the 10th day of this month every man shall take a lamb according to their father's houses, a lamb for a household. And if the household is too small for a lamb, then he and his nearest neighbor shall take according to the number of persons. According to what each can eat, you shall make your count for the lamb. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male, a year old. You may take it from the sheep or from the goats, and you shall keep it until the 14th day of this month, when the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel and shall kill their lambs at twilight.
Now hold up. I got a couple questions. But before I ask my questions, do y'all see anything does that just make sense to y'all?
I mean, to me it did. What the ending of it.
Huh?
To me it did at the end.
Okay, so explain to me what he just said.
At the end?
No, the whole thing.
Basically, he telling the men, I don't know if I'm saying this right, but he telling the people of Israel to take a lamb to their household, and if they can't fit,
if the lamb can't
fit
in the household,
yeah,
then what they gotta do?
He said something about kill. So he
if
said
if the household is too small for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next to his house take it according to the number of the beings.
Okay.
So according to each man's need, you make your count for the lamb.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
So basically, you get as much as you need. If it's too much for you, go share some with your neighbor.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I got out of that.
All right.
But then
keep going.
He said, when it gets to us. He said that Yisrael shall basically take a lamb. It's like a blood offering, a sacrifice. Take a lamb and kill it by it.
Yeah. And they say you should keep it until the 14th day of the what? Of the month. In my book it say new moon. So what in y'all book what it say?
It said, yeah, the same month, the day of the same month.
So what's the new moon? It's the new moon in the month. When is the new moon, Cass? Look it up on your phone and tell me when the next new moon is. Let's see if the new moon and the month coincides with each other. Because obviously in scripture it's supposed to they doing shit by the new moons. They don't say months and shit. The months is this whole translation thing. So I want to see if this new moon and month is the same thing or is these days and shit off.
So the next new moon is gonna be November 4th.
It's close to the beginning of the month.
The previous new moon was October 6th.
Okay, so they 30 days apart, basically.
Yeah.
Around 30 days. So they close to each other. So I guess saying a month would be, translation wise, would be okay, I guess. But the proper way would be saying new moon. They judging things by the moon cycles and shit. Get that? Mm-hmm. Everybody get that?
They ain't worshiping the moon or nothing.
Nah, that's not worshiping the moon. They using the moon to keep the time.
Keep track, right? All right, I'm just making sure.
It's not a worship of nothing dealing with moons and stars and shit. If you remember, when he made the sun and the moon, these balls of light in the sky, he said he was going to use it for what? Signs and symbols. Yeah. Got me? And that's what it's for. Cool? We cool with all that?
Yeah.
All right. Another thing I paid attention to.
So wait, I got a question.
All right.
With that being said, the new moon and it happens every month. How are we supposed to know? Well, I know the answer to this, but it's a question. How are we supposed to know when the first year starts, beginning of the month? Are we supposed to have the lamb each month or just this specific month?
Okay, well, let's read. What did you stop at, Tim? Let's see if we can find the answer through scripture. Because I don't want to tell you. I know the answer, but I don't want to tell you right now.
Exodus chapter 7.
All right, hold on. We ain't at Exodus chapter 7.
I mean Exodus chapter 12, verse 7.
Okay, well, hold up now. I know we have verse 7, but I want you to go to verse 5. No, verse 4. Go to verse 4, Tim.
And if the household is too small for a lamb, then he, his nearest neighbor, shall take according to the number of her persons. According to what each can eat, you shall make your account for the lamb. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male a year old. You may take it from the sheep or from the goats, and you shall keep it until the 14th day of this month, when the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill their lambs at twilight. Then they shall take some.
So that was my next question. What's twilight?
The break of dawn.
That's what twilight is, the break of dawn. So at the break of dawn.
When the sun come up.
When the sun go down.
Oh yeah, when the sun go down.
What is it called when the sun come up, y'all?
Sunrise.
Sunrise.
Or
dawn.
Dawn.
Okay.
And we breaking dawn.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the
So
break of
twilight is when the sun is starting to go down.
And the moon at its highest point in the sky.
Got me? At twilight. Go ahead, dude. Where we at?
Exodus chapter 12, verse 7.
Alright.
Then they shall take some of the blood and put it on the two doorposts and the intel of the houses in which they eat it. They shall eat the flesh that night, roast on the fire, with unleavened unleavened bread. Okay, unleavened bread and bitter herbs. They shall eat it. Do not eat any of it raw or boiled in water, but roast its head with its legs and its inner parts.
But roast in fire. His head and his legs and his inward parts. So you don't supposed to eat nothing raw, man. Keep going.
Not raw, not
Boiled.
pink, no pink meat.
No.
Medium rare, none of that.
No.
Medium what?
It's got to be cooked.
Well done.
Burn it a little bit, just to make sure.
It's like, hey, what it say again, Tim? Read number 9, verse 9 again. What it say?
Do not eat any of it raw.
Okay, keep going.
Or boiled in water.
Okay, keep going.
But roasted. Its head with its legs and its inner parts. And you shall let none of it remain until the morning. Anything that remains until the morning you shall burn. In this manner you shall eat it, with your belt fastened, your sandals on your feet, and your staff in your hand. And you shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover. For I will pass through the land of Egypt that night, and I will strike all the firstborns in the land of Egypt, both man and beast. And on all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgments. I am the Lord. The blood shall be a sign for you on the houses where you are. And when I see the blood...
Hold up, man. You just read over there like that, man. Hold up, man. Wait a minute, man. How you just gonna read all over the Passover like that? Wait a minute, man. Wait a minute. You got something to say, Swag?
Yeah. So I got a question. And it said that, I know I'm a little bit ahead when I asked it. But it say the Passover, right?
The Passover, right. The Pesach.
Yeah. How can he die and he get back up?
Oh, you on Easter. You
3
too
days
far.
later?
You on Easter.
Hey, you know what? I'm happy you asked that question. Swag. I'm happy you asked that question. Now, did it say anything about Easter in this book, y'all?
No.
Did it just say anything about a bunny laying motherfucking eggs?
Bunnies don't even lay eggs.
Hold on, man. I gotta give y'all one.
I found that out like 2 years ago.
Bunnies don't lay eggs, man. But do y'all heard anything about Easter?
I thought bunny laid eggs the whole time.
Now, it just broke down what the Passover...
Okay.
It just broke down what the Passover was. Now, it said, eat in haste. So, they was, first of all, was to do what? Somebody tell me what just happened.
They were supposed to make a feast.
They were supposed to get the lamb and you know, slaughter the lamb at twilight and all that old shit, right? Right?
Yes.
And what's that's called? Somebody tell me what's that's called.
Like solid.
That feast that come before Passover. Don't nobody know.
You shall eat it in haste.
Wait a minute. I said that feast that come before Passover. What is it called?
It's called
Cause everybody just trip off Passover. And they be celebrating this Passover thing. They be celebrating not even Passover. They be celebrating Easter, which we supposed to be.
I just got hungry.
We're supposed to be remembering Passover.
I don't even know what it is. I'm just hungry.
Talk about feast. He say food. Hey, they say you gotta prepare it all good too. Get your bitter herbs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Them your seasons and shit. You know, put some seasoning on that meat and eat it. You know what I'm saying? But somebody get on their phone and tell me what's that feast that come right before Passover. Because that's what it just talked about is Passover right here and there. And what is Passover? Break that down to me. Tim, you want to read what Passover is for me again?
In the manner you... Hold on, let me see. Let me read to like 7.
I want you to start at verse 11. Chapter 12, verse 11.
In this manner you shall eat it, with your belt fastened, your sandals on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and you shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover.
Stop right there. Now that's the Passover, right? Now he finna tell y'all what the Passover is. That's the feast he told y'all to go. Y'all found out what it was? The Feast of Unleavened Bread. Is that?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Huh? And this is why I wanted to do this. This is why I wanted to stop, because a lot of people think that. A lot of people don't even realize it is a feast. A lot of people don't even realize we're supposed to be remembering the Passover. A lot of people thinking that Easter is what we're supposed to be on. And this is where this whole religion thing come into play at. No, we're not a religious people. We're spiritual people, and we're doing these things because of these events that happened to us. We remember in the Passover because we're supposed to remember that we was in bondage once by these Egyptians. Had we remembered that throughout history, we wouldn't be in a position we in right now. Bondage again. Because we in bondage again right now. Because we forgot about the last bondage that we was in. Make sense? We supposed to remember this. Now, Tim, go ahead and read to me what the Passover is.
For I will pass through the land of Egypt that night, and I will strike all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast. And on all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgments. I am the Lord.
Stop. It says, I am the Most High. I'm the Most High. So it's a declaration of power. You see? Now, what is the Passover in your own words? Talk to me. Don't nobody know, and he just read exactly what it was?
To celebrate.
Not a celebration, it's a remembrance.
The remembrance.
Of leaving Egypt and leaving the land of the bondage.
Huh?
I mean, isn't it kind of like a celebration though, because they finally got let go in the most.
Oh yeah, that's how we remember it, by celebrating. Yes, absolutely, yes. But it's a remembrance. The celebration ain't the big point of the whole thing. We're not doing it to celebrate. We're celebrating because we're remembering how we got out of that situation. Not just how we got out of that situation, how the Most High brought us up out of that situation. And we praising that. So worship. That type of celebration. Y'all get that?
Yes.
It ain't got nothing to do with no bunny rabbits and no eggs. Okay? Nothing at all. This is what the Passover. Well, somebody still ain't telling me what's the Passover though. It's quite simple. Do I need to tell y'all the answer?
I thought it was the
You
remembrance.
just did.
No, that's the celebration. No. What is the Passover? Tim, read 12 for me again.
I know what it is.
Tim, no, hold on.
The Lord said.
I know what it is.
Tim, read Exodus chapter 12, verse 12 for me, please.
The Lord said to Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, this month shall be for you the beginning of months.
Hold up, man. Wait a minute. I said, Tim, read for me chapter 12, verse 12 for me, please.
For I will pass through the land of Egypt that night, and I will strike all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast. And on all the gods and on all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgments. I am the Lord.
Stop. Now somebody please tell me what the Passover was.
When the Most High passed over the land of Egypt, and it passed over the people who had the stuff smeared over their door.
Okay.
Not stuffed with blood.
The blood of the lamb.
Blood of the lamb.
The blood of the lamb. This is why the Christians always talk about the blood of the lamb, but they don't get it the whole thing. This is what the blood of the lamb mean.
They do talk about that all the time.
This is what the blood of the lamb mean. Damn it. Now tell me what the Passover is. You were saying it. Keep going.
And when he passed over the nation of Yisrael.
So what they had to do with the blood of the lamb, though? What Yisrael, what was they commanded to do?
To what? Eat, feast.
To feast? Then what?
Put the blood of the lamb over their door.
Okay, put a mark over their door, right?
Yeah.
And that mark was for what?
So the Most High know that to pass over them.
Oh shit! That's what the Passover is.
We didn't read that part yet.
We didn't, but I ain't want to say that.
No, we just did. No.
They talking about it.
Hold on, wait. We didn't exactly, read that part yet. We did.
I was trying to tell you, but you just can't do that.
But still that.
What is it?
Tim, damn it, read fucking verse 13 for me.
So I'm listening to what y'all saying. I'm like, we didn't even get to that part.
Man, Swag could have raised his hand or something.
So that was over like me, like, man, he lost like me.
Tell me, 13.
The blood shall be a sign for you on the houses where you are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and no plague will befall you to destroy you. When I strike the land of Egypt, this day shall be for you a memorable day. Remember, ain't got to be, but rememberable. And you shall keep it as a feast to the Lord.
Now stop. Wait a minute. Cash, you was just asked the question about a what? A celebration?
Yes.
Finish on up, 10. What was you saying? 14.
This day shall be for you a memorial day.
Remembrance.
What?
Memorial
Day. And you shall keep it a feast to the Lord throughout your generations. As a state forever, you shall keep it as a feast. 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread. On the first day you shall remove leaven out of your houses. For if anyone eats what is leavened from the first day until the 7th day, person shall be cut off from Israel.
So it's rules to this.
That's hard.
Yeah, so y'all think y'all been following the laws? You better think again, because motherfuckers don't even know what's rules to this shit. But the Jewish religion, they keep this shit. Don't get it twisted. They do Passover. What y'all supposed to be doing out here, they doing it. Go around some real Jewish people around Passover time and see how they get down. Oh, they remembering. Oh, yeah. Hold on. I want to. All right. Now, this feast that we was talking about, this celebration, because that's what it is, Kaz. It's a celebration, but like I say, it's a celebration of remembrance. Right? You got a question?
Yeah.
What's up?
I still don't get it.
What's up?
Even though they're having a celebration, how can he still, like, what are they saying that he dying and stuff?
Who, Jesus?
Yeah.
Oh, we ain't got no. See, that's New Testament shit. That's way down the line. Right now, see, the laws ain't start with Jesus. Or you're sure, but everybody know about Jesus nowadays. It ain't start with that. No. See, the laws started way back. Like, before this. Right? Am I right? Now, this is just the Most High and Yisrael showing their relationship. Get what I'm saying? This the Most High telling Yisrael what to do, because in like now in them Egypt times and like now, because it did say future generations, didn't it? It didn't just say celebrate it like now. It didn't say remember this like now, did it? Hold on. Maybe I'm tripping. Read 14 for me. chapter 12, verse 14. Read it for me, 10.
This day shall be for you a memorable day, and you shall keep it as a feast to the Lord throughout your generations, as a statute forever.
Let's stop. Now, did he just say, just then? Remember that? Or are we supposed to be remembering that now?
Say throughout generations.
Not only do it say throughout generations, it said forever. That's a word that ain't nobody remember. That's a word that nobody talk about. Like the Most High just forget what he say. Like he didn't know this shit was gonna happen right now. It say forever. Remember this shit forever. So damn right, we supposed to be remembering this right now. We supposed to be doing this. We supposed to be, what it say at 15 for 7 days? What? Read 15, chapter 12, verse 15. What is we supposed to be doing?
7 days you shall eat unleavened bread.
Unleavened bread. What
Unleavened
the fuck
bread.
is unleavened bread?
Tortillas.
No rise. It does not rise.
Bread that does not rise.
Tortillas.
Bread that does not rise. Is that cool, Tim?
Flat bread.
Bread that does not rise is what leavened bread means. Unleavened bread means bread that does not rise. All right, so flat bread type shit. But some flat bread is
You got rye in it.
Yeah. So
You gotta look at your ingredients.
So you gotta look at the ingredients.
You
man.
gotta look at the ingredients of anything you eat.
Anything, yeah. Oh my God.
Be careful, cause y'all out here eating bugs and all kinds of shit y'all know about, man. Keep going, Tim. What we at? 15.
7 days you shall eat
11.
unleavened bread.
All right.
On the first day you shall remove leaven out of your houses. For if anyone eats what is unleavened from the first day until the 7th day, the person shall be cut off from Israel.
Okay.
On the first day you shall hold a holy assembly. And on the 7th day a holy assembly. No work shall be done on those days. But what everyone needs to eat, that alone may be prepared by you. And you shall observe the feast of unleavened bread.
Stop. Now, is that what it's called, the Feast of Unleavened Bread? Some people would call it the Feast of Mozart or Matzah. That's another name for it, all right? So if y'all ever heard that, they're talking about this same Feast of Unleavened Bread. Now,
Not the first day of the last day.
now, all right. Do we need to, yeah, keep going, keep going, keep going. 17. Chapter 12, verse 17.
And you shall observe the feast of unleavened bread, for on this very day I brought your houses out of the land of Egypt. Therefore you shall observe this day throughout your generations, as a statute forever.
All right. Did it just say for then? Forever means we supposed to be doing that shit right now to this day. And it even tells us when we supposed to be doing it. When we supposed to be doing it, Tim? Read, 18.
In the first month, from the 14th day of the month of evening, you shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the month at evening. For 7 days no leaven is to be found in your houses. If anyone eats what is leavened, that person will be out from the congregation of Israel, whether he is a sojourner, what is it?
Whether he is a sojourner or a native of the land. So what does that mean?
A stranger.
Whether he has the blood or not. So can a person that does not have the blood be of the nation of Yisrael?
Yes.
So people, stop making this a race thing. It's not. Never has been. It's a nation thing, though. A lot of people don't know what nation means. Nationality means. It's not what you think.
So the Passover is supposed to be in January.
Okay, so let's break it down again. We already did this, y'all know that, right? But we can do it again since we in this part of the book. When is the Passover? Tim, read 18 for me again.
In the first month, from the 14th day of the month of evening.
When is the first month?
It's the first month.
Is the first month really in January?
No.
Yeah.
Only in the United States.
So
Chinese
Well,
got a new
guess
year.
what? Somebody look up when was Easter.
Easter's in April.
that's what I was confused about. 'Cause I know
Oh
every time
shit!
they
It
did
look like somebody know.
Yeah. So I know
It look like somebody know. If Easter, do y'all realize Easter and Passover, these supposed to be the same thing? Y'all realize that, right?
Yeah. But I was saying I knew it was doing it in April, but I got confused when you said the first month. But now I know.
So why is it in April?
Because that's
What is the new year? What signifies new year? Don't nobody know that?
Trees.
What signifies
Life.
new beginning? Mother Nature tells you what signifies new beginning. She gives you seasons and all that. You know what I'm saying? Even if you ain't know, if you don't believe in like the Most High God and all that, you believe in this universe type shit, right? The earth tells you when the new cycle is. In winter, shit dies off. The trees, look at the trees in the wintertime. Like right now, fall time, right? Why is fall?
I see why. Okay, so spring. That's
Why is fall?
because when the leaves fall.
Because fucking leaves falling off the tree. Shit dying. Winter is winter because shit is dead. It's the end.
So dead outside. Damn, saying I don't know.
Look at the shit in the wintertime. You got a few trees that still remain. You know what I'm saying? But look at nature outside in the wintertime. Snow and shit on the ground. Shit look dead.
Niggas ain't outside. None of that.
And when that shit end, it's another cycle that come right after that, and shit start growing again.
Yeah. That's when we get back outside. You know, downtown.
This is your new year. The earth tells you shit. It's just motherfuckers don't want to open their eyes to see it. Now, you count that month right there. 14 days into that month. You'll find yourself close to what they call Easter.
Speaking of Easter, I heard ain't nobody celebrate Easter this year. Like it just skipped. Like
Hey, so motherfuckers might be waking up, but the thing is, they can't just not remember the real reason that they got the celebration. They can't forget. How they just gonna forget the Most High helping them in the biggest time that help can? Can y'all imagine that time in Egypt, y'all seeing like these plagues and all these different events and shit going on, man? Wouldn't y'all want y'all further generations to remember that? Because look at us now. We can come on. Who would think that shit have happened? Wouldn't y'all want y'all peoples to remember that shit? If the shit happened right now today, and y'all know who y'all is, and y'all know who the Most High doing this for. And y'all peoples, right? Y'all see this, right? Wouldn't y'all want y'all further generations in the future to remember because y'all know that they gonna forget who they is? Wouldn't y'all want them to know that they got something out there that's with them?
Yeah.
So we supposed to remember this shit. This is what our government say do. We supposed to be doing shit because it's the reason behind our history shows why we doing this shit. All right? It's the reason behind that. All right, Tim, what we got with this? Start at 19.
For 7 days.
All right, hold up. Wait a minute. We got a question. What's up?
It's not a question. I just want to kind of clear it up because we saying that it's supposed to start at the first month, and some people are still going based off the calendar. And the Passover is not in we found out it's in April, but it's not the first 10 days. Just like next year in 2022, the Passover will be on the 15th. We got to go based off the moon instead of the day.
Which we pointed out earlier, this new moon thing. See, they say it's a month. If you go by this calendar, they go by months. But the month is really calculated by the new moons, by the moon phases. Really calculate the months. Moon goes through phases.
Like what phases mean?
Somebody pull up the phases of the moon for Tim, please.
You ain't learned this?
Tell me something. Tell me. You know
No,
it.
it ain't nothing to laugh at because Tim
No,
ain't
you
the
know
only
it.
one. Hold
You
on,
got the
hold on,
answer,
hold
Sway.
on. Tim ain't the only one that got that question. A lot of people don't know that the moon go through phases. Yeah, read it out to them. What are the phases of the moon?
The full moon.
You have the full moon. The full moon is a phase. What else?
That's when the moon.
So it starts with the new moon.
It
and
starts with the new moon.
The new moon is just nothing. You don't see a moon in the sky.
You get that? It's dark. Some weird shit, y'all. Look in the sky. Pay attention to these signs and symbols.
The winding crescent is like a crescent. You know the moon crescent? But it's like a portion of the moon is there, but the other half is not.
So y'all be seeing that little crescent in the sky.
Yeah, like off of Shrek and all that.
Yeah.
Hanging off the thing, fishing.
Yes, exactly.
Keep going.
The third quarter is a half moon. Half moon's there, half moon's not.
So you remember? Have you ever looked in the sky and seen half a moon?
And the light moon is on the left hand side. So the left of the moon is there.
So
Same with the crescent. It's gonna be on the left side.
So it's still a whole moon.
So we're talking about one side, right?
Yeah.
So it broke down the new moon, which is dark. Then you got a little bit of light coming on it, which is the crescent. Then you got a little more light coming on it, which is the half. We still on one half of the moon. Now we're finna talk about what happens on the other half. Keep going, Cash.
The next one is the winding gibbous. That's like 3/4 of the moon. It's not a full moon yet. It's not all the way there.
So it's like layers.
Yeah. Then next is the full moon. That's when you see the big moon in the sky, the whole circle.
You got that? That's when you see the whole circle.
Now the waxing of the moon is going to the right side. Now you got 3/4 of the moon, but it's like starting to go away. And like the left side is dark, but the right side is dark.
So it's going opposite now, basically, is what it's doing.
So it start on the left side?
Yes.
And then it's going back right, and then you go all the way back to the new moon again.
Yep.
And guess what? The new moon is going to be the beginning of the new month. Simple.
Ooh, I did that wrong. It's on the right side. Thank you for
right
Yeah, it's on the right side. Ain't go to the left. My bad. I was looking at the arrow back.
But do y'all get that? Do y'all get the phases of the moon and how we calculate months? Okay? Damn, it kind of fucked everybody up when they found out that daytime started at nighttime and shit. Now, now it's fucking everybody up with the moon, with the months and shit. Yeah. Shit ain't what you think it is. We got to get back on track. All right, Tim, where we at with it?
Exodus chapter 12, verse 19.
All right.
For 7 days no leaven is to be found in your houses. If anyone eats what is leavened, that person will be cut off from the congregation of Israel, whether he is a sojourner or a native of the land. You shall eat nothing leavened. In all your dwellings places you shall eat unleavened bread. Then Moses called all the elders of Israel and said to them, go and select lambs for yourselves according to your clans, and kill the Passover lamb. Take a bunch of hyssop and dip it in the blood, that is in the basin, and touch the lintel and the 2 doorposts with the blood that is in the basin. None of you shall go out of the door of his house until the morning. For the Lord will pass through to strike the Egyptians. And when he sees the blood on the lintel and on the 2 doorposts, the Lord will pass over the door and will not allow the destroyer to enter your houses to strike you. You shall observe this right as a statute for you and for your sons forever.
Stop. 24 is its own verse, and it's important for a reason. Read it for me again.
You shall observe this right as a statute for you and for your sons forever.
And I'm going to give it to you in some other words. And you shall guard this word as a law for you and your sons forever. Hold on. I need to do this after that. Forever. You know what I'm saying? Because it's real like that. You're supposed to remember this shit because he did show a very big display of power for us to get us out that situation. And he finna kill all these motherfuckers on our behalf because he know the Pharaoh ain't letting us go. Now you gotta remember during this time, all right, let's get this whole shit in perspective, this feast of leaven and bread and shit, right? Get this shit in perspective. The Passover happened when? And the feast of leaven happened, when is that? When did they come? Did they together? Is they one come before each other? When did that shit happen? Let's get this together. Is the feast after the Passover? When did this shit happen?
Ain't it Passover then the feast? I thought it was 2 separate things.
Well, did we just? What's the order we just read it?
You had a feast and then
Passover, and then the Passover came after.
Because you had the feast in order to get the blood. That's how you got the blood, because you got the feast. With the leftovers is how you got the blood to put the marking on the door. How long did the feast last?
One night.
Yeah, 1 night.
Yeah, 1 night.
The feast lasted for 1 night, so preparation was what?
Probably 24 hours before that.
Nope, read.
No.
15. Read 15, chapter 12, verse 15.
7 days you shall eat unleavened bread.
Stop. 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread.
You said the feast off.
Yeah.
This is a part of the feast, ain't it?
I thought the feast was before.
Right.
Okay, read 17, Tim.
On the first day.
Read 17. Chapter 12, verse 17.
Okay. And you shall observe the feast of unleavened bread.
Stop. Are y'all clear?
No.
Okay, read from 15 to 17, Tim, please.
And you shall observe the feast of unleavened bread.
15 to 17 for me, Tim, please.
15, okay, now. 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread. On the first day you shall remove leaven out of your houses. For if anyone eats what is leavened from the first day until the 7th day, that person shall be cut off from Israel.
Stop. So, you realize it should be 7 days that you should eat unleavened bread, right?
Yes.
Okay. This is when the feast starts. Tim, read 16 for me.
On the first day you shall hold a holy assembly, and on the 7th day a holy assembly. No work shall be done on those days, but what everyone needs to eat, that alone may be prepared by you.
Stop. Now, is it starting to make sense to y'all?
No. Are we supposed to say that we're eating the feast for the full 7 days?
The full 7 days is the set apart gathering.
Right. So what was the...
So, The full 7 days is the set apart gathering. On the first day of the set apart gathering, and on the 7th day of the set apart gathering, is to be no work done. On them 2 days. All the other days is cool. On them 2 days, there's no work to be done.
So what about the part where you eat it all and none left to the...
No, you're supposed to not eat no unleavened bread the whole time, the whole 7 days.
No,
He's talking about like the feast. At the beginning, they was talking about the feast, and then they said if you have leftovers, eat it in the hay, so eat it in a hurry.
That's to the lamb, to get the lamb and all that, but you got to realize all of this is part of this whole feast. We talking about the bread now.
Right.
We're not talking about the lamb. We started off talking about the lamb. Do we need to go back to 13?
I kind of forgot the question. Is it like when are we supposed to eat the feast?
When is the feast? Is the feast before Passover, after Passover? All right, bro.
It is before the Passover.
Okay. Now, how long is this feast? That's where we at now.
Thought the feast was just for a day. We just can't eat unleavened bread for the 7 days. But I didn't think that was a part of the feast.
Okay, so 16 says what? Tim, read 16 in y'all scripture for me, please.
On the first day you shall hold a holy assembly. And on the 7th day a holy assembly, no work shall be done on those days.
Stop. Do y'all realize these 2 days signifies the beginning and the end of this festival, of this feast, of this assembly?
Yeah.
Okay, so read 17 now.
And you shall observe the feast unleavened bread.
So that is the name of this feast. That you're starting on the first day, that you're not eating unleavened bread, and on the 7th day. So in them between them days right there, that first and that 7th day, is the feast of unleavened bread. That's the whole feast time. It's breaking it down for you. Because earlier, it says here, I don't want to read it. I want you to read it, but that's going to be a lot of reading. But fuck it. We got the time. Let's go ahead. Tim, 12. Read 12 for me again, please. 12, verse 12. Now, as a matter of fact, no. Let's not do that. Let's go all the way back to 6.
There shall be a great...
No. Hey, you know I'm fucking with it like that. Nope. I want you to go all the way back to verse 3. So we can really get an understanding of this thing.
And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians.
Well, hold on now. I know I told you to go back a whole lot, Tim. I know I did, but I said go all the way back to Exodus chapter 12, verse 3. Let's get a real good understanding of this feast.
Tell all the congregation of Israel that on the 10th day of this month, every man shall take a lamb according to their fathers' houses, a lamb for a household. And if the household is too small for a lamb, then he and his nearest neighbor shall take according to the number of persons. According to what each can eat, you shall make your account for the lamb. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male a year old. You may take it from the sheep or from the goats, and you shall keep it until the 14th day of this month.
Stop. Now, do y'all understand what he just read?
Yes.
What did he just say in y'all own word? I want to make sure the whole table get this. What did he just read in your own words? This has to do with what? Are we talking about the bread?
No.
What are we talking about?
The lamb.
What is it saying about the lamb? Hold on, wait. Do you know we're talking about the lamb? Do you know we're talking about the lamb?
Yeah.
Do you know we're talking about the lamb? Tim, do you know we talking about the lamb? Huh? You don't?
No, I'm saying like, is it like?
So right now we talking about what they supposed to be doing with this lamb. It says, speak to all of the congregation of Yisrael, saying, on the 10th day of the new moon. So on the 10th day of the month, right? Each one of them is to take for himself a lamb. So we're talking about the lamb, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. It says, according to the house of their father of the household and all that good shit, right? And then it says what?
What verses we at again?
4.
Okay.
Then it says if it's too small for your house, well, if your house is small for the lamb, then share it with your neighbor.
So it's telling you what to do with the lamb. If you got a big ass lamb and your lamb is too big for your household, so you got like yourself, your wife, and one kid, and you got a big ass lamb, you got too much lamb, your neighbor might not have enough lamb. You shut the shit. It's what it's saying. All right? Keep reading. We at 5 now.
Make sure the lamb is 1 year old.
It say make sure you got a good lamb. It says in this book, make sure it's a perfect lamb of 1 year old. So make sure it's a good lamb. It say take it from the sheep or the goats. Okay, it's a good lamb. And then you should do what with it? Read 6 for me.
And you shall keep it until the 14th day of this month.
Okay. And on the 14th day, what happens?
When the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill your lambs at twilight.
Stop. Okay. Now, he just said this is supposed to happen on the 14th day, right? Is y'all listening, right? Mm-hmm. All right. Now, go ahead and skip all the way back over to 15 and read to me what that say.
7 days you shall eat unleavened bread. On the first day you shall remove leaven out of your houses. For if anyone eats what is leavened, from the first day until the 7th day, that person shall be cut off from Israel.
Okay, stop. Now, is it still talking about the lamb?
No.
What is it talking about?
Bread.
Do you know he's talking about the bread?
I did say no.
Huh?
I did say no. It wasn't talking about the lamb.
Right. Now we're not talking about the lamb.
Right. Okay.
Now we're not. Now we talking about the bread. Y'all y'all know we talking about bread, right? Yeah. All right. Now, Tim, y'all remember the date, right? Y'all remember the date of the lamb, right?
Yeah.
What was the date?
The 10th day.
This what? The 10th. It started on the 10th, but it's supposed to be ready by when?
The 14th day.
By the 14th day. Tim, jump down to 18 and read what that say.
In the first month, from the 14th day of the month of evening, you shall eat unleavened bread.
Stop.
Until.
Now, do y'all see the similarity there?
Yeah, I see it.
Do y'all see what's going on? Let's go around the table. Cash, do you see what's going on?
That they not supposed to eat unleavened bread between the 1st and the 7th day.
Right, but what did it start with?
The 14th day.
No. That started with the bread, but did this start with the bread?
No, it's
No,
not.
it's the lamb.
It started with the lamb. So when did the date really start?
The 10th.
On the 10th. On the 10th, the lamb was getting ready, right?
Yeah.
It had to be ready by when?
The 14th.
The 14th, then you had to start doing what?
Throwing out all the leavened bread.
So now the bread kicks into play. And in the bread, you got to do the 7 days, what?
No eating bread.
You got to get all that shit out your household. No bread, right?
No bread.
No bread. From the first day of that festival, you do what? Because we didn't read about the festival 10. Go to 17 and read.
And you shall observe the feast of unleavened bread, for on this very day I brought your hosts out of the land of Egypt. Therefore you shall observe this day throughout your generations, as a statute forever.
Stop. So do y'all realize that this is a festival, a feast that we talking about?
Yeah.
Is it starting to make sense now?
Yeah. A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm getting out of it. We're supposed to take out the bread, of course, before the 7 days. As we're supposed to have the lamb to eat for the 7 days.
So we ain't supposed to be, no. So listen. this is what they had to do. Let's remember, this is what they had to do back in the day, right? They had to prepare their land. They had to go get the land prepared, put the blood over the door so the Most High will pass over their house. Right? We are remembering this. So what we supposed to do is not eat unleavened bread because that's the law. That's supposed to be remembered throughout all generations. Is that making sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So the goat and the bread is separated.
Right.
The goat was there to put the blood over the door.
So they weren't supposed to eat it. I mean,
They did. They was supposed to eat it. It says eat and the leftovers you burn. That was the end of the goat then.
Yeah, that was. It is. Yeah, so they did burn it.
You burnt the leftovers. That's the end of the goat. Put the blood over the door. Then that's the Most High gonna pass over your crib. But how long is the festival? This is what the question was. This is what people confused about. It's the festival. When did this festival go down? Is it before the Passover? Is it after the Passover? How many days did it last? It's before the Passover. It lasts 7 days. Because technically we ain't even got to the Passover yet, have we? It's still breaking down the festival. Do y'all get that? I'm talking to you too.
No, I'm not. I ain't getting it. No.
Okay, well let's see where the confusion at.
Okay, so
You can't just be over there quiet, confused.
Okay, so when I'm reading it, so first when the Passover came, they got to slay the goat, put the blood on the door.
Right.
Then after that, then they had the festival. So how they had the Passover? I mean the festival before the Passover, if they got to do all that, that's where I'm confused at.
No, they put the blood on the door.
Right, so he can pass over, and then after that, they go out and have the festival.
Yeah, so they put the blood on the door after they slayed them, and then they roasted it. They cooked it after that.
You said what?
Okay, so
I mean, you can slay a goat and be able to.
Hold on. We got to get this.
Yeah, I see what you're saying on that.
Let's read from 6. Go all the way back to 6, Tim, and read. Let's clear this confusion up.
There shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt.
We go to 6. Chapter 12, verse 6. Let's clear this up.
And you shall keep it until the 14th day of this month, when the whole assembly of the congregation of the Israel shall kill their lambs at twilight. Then they shall take some of the blood and put it on the 2 doorposts and the lintel for the houses in which they eat it. They shall eat the flesh that night roasts on the fire. With unleavened bread and bitter herbs they shall eat in. Do not eat any of it raw or boil in water, but roast its head with the legs and the inner parts. And you shall let none of it remain until the morning. Anything that remains until the morning you shall burn. In this manner you shall eat it when you bear fasting, your sandals on your feet, and your staff in your hand. And you shall eat it in the haste. It is in the Lord's Passover. For I will pass through the land of the Egypts that night, and I will strike all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast. And on all the gods of the Egypt I will execute judgments, and I am the Lord.
Keep going.
The blood shall be a sign for you on the houses where you are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and no plague will befall you to destroy you when I strike the land of Egypt.
Stop. Now, do you realize what was just read there?
Right.
Do you realize it just described the whole feast and the Passover? See, you said it right, but now you're quiet.
I
Wait a minute. Let me go around the table. Do you realize that it just had the feast and the Passover?
Yes.
Do you realize it just had the feast and the Passover? Do you realize it just read about the feast and the Passover? Do you realize it just read about the feast and the Passover? Do you realize you just read about the feast and the Passover? Do you, over here, Mr. Darren, do you realize he just read about the feast and the Passover?
Okay, so in the Passover it say that they can eat it with unleavened bread, but in the festival you're not supposed to eat unleavened bread. So it's still.
Well, hold on now. It ain't say that. Wait a minute now. Read 8 for me. No, I want Tim to read it because Tim is the reader. I want you to listen.
They shall eat the flesh that night, roasted on the fire.
With what?
With unleavened bread and bitter herbs they shall eat it.
Right, so that's the Passover.
So with unleavened bread. Do you realize?
That's not the Passover.
This is the feast. This is the feast. He just read you the whole feast. He just read, look, read what you just read, Tim. Read it over one more time.
They shall eat the flesh that night, roasted on the fire.
Stop. Do you not realize that that is a feast?
Yeah, okay, I see it now.
Okay, now what did you read right after that with the bread? They're talking about the lamb. Now read the bread. Keep reading, Tim.
With unleavened bread and bitter herbs they shall eat it.
You don't realize that that's a feast.
Yeah.
Huh? That is a feast. And that's the feast with unleavened bread. That's the feast of unleavened bread. Now, where your confusion, I want to deal with your confusion now.
I see why I got messed up.
Well, hold on. No, let's deal with it.
Right.
I want to deal with your confusion now, okay? Tim, because you know I ain't the one that's doing it. I'm going to let the book do it, right? Tim, read 14. What does 14 say? Chapter 12, verse 14.
This day shall be for you a memorable day.
Stop. Are we talking now or after?
After.
We're talking past tense now. We're talking after everything is happening. We're talking about what we're supposed to be doing now.
The Passover didn't happen yet. The Most High was just explaining. The Passover start at 21.
I get that, but it's talking about how shit is finna go. What is to be first? The question is, did the feast happen before or after the Passover? So the physical acts, no, that ain't happened yet, but he's talking about what he's finna do, and he's talking about what should happen after it's done.
Yes.
So my question again was, did the feast come before the Passover? Is it after the Passover? Or what did it? What people don't remember this feast?
So it's supposed to be before the Passover.
The feast comes before the Passover. And how long does this feast last?
It's supposed to last.
Well, they speaking in terms like that. I may be wrong. Isn't the feast start the? Isn't the feast start the same time as the Passover then? Since the Passover is for 7 days, the feast start for 7 days, and it's the whole duration.
Is the Passover for 7 days? That's a good question.
No, that's just for one.
The Passover, let's read. No, it does not need to come out our mouth. We need to read. All right? The book has the answers. So let's read. Let's go read from 18. Tim, let's go.
In the first month, from the 14th day of the month at evening, you shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the month at evening. For 7 days no leaven is to be found in your houses. If anyone eats what is leavened, that person will be cut off from the great congregation of Israel, whether he is a sojourner or a native of the land. You shall eat nothing leavened, In all your dwelling places you shall eat unleavened bread. Then Moses called all the elders of Israel and said to them, Go and select lambs for yourself according to your clans, and kill the Passover lamb.
All right, stop. So now y'all realize that these are instructions now. The Most High gave instructions to Moses, right? He told him what was going to happen, what to do. Now Moses is going to the elders and telling them now the act is finna get down. Now the act is finna happen. Do y'all get that? Now, let's make sure that we cool with this festival and Passover thing. What is supposed to happen first?
Take out all the leavened bread.
No doubt. Well, hold on. Before we do that, first is the festival or the Passover? The first is the festival. Now, how long is the festival?
7 days.
What are we supposed to be doing during the 7 days during this festival? Hold on. Is it a festival first? With them, is it a festival or is it a festival for us?
For us.
Okay. It's not a festival for them, right?
Right.
For them, they finna escape. For them, these are instructions for them to be safe because the Most High is finna pass over and do some shit to the Egyptians. Do y'all realize that?
Yes.
We clear that with that? All right. Cool. Now, that was a lot. Okay. How long is this festival?
7 days.
What are we supposed to be doing during this festival?
Not eating leavened bread.
Not eating leavened bread. No leavened bread is supposed to be within our households. All right? On the first day of this festival, are we supposed to work?
No.
On the 7th day of this festival, are we supposed to work?
No.
What about the other days?
Yes.
Do it say we're not supposed to work or do we supposed to work?
It don't say either.
It don't say, but you can work.
Well, actually, it do say. Do we need to go back? Yeah, we need to go back in the Bible and read that, huh?
Yes, because it say.
Let's go read 15 again, Tim.
It's in 16.
It's in 15.
7 days.
Well, no, you're right. It's in 16. All right, go.
So 16.
16.
On the first day you shall hold a holy assembly, and on the 7th day a holy assembly.
So it's talking about the first day and the 7th day. It's not talking about the days in between. How do we know it's not talking about the any days in between? Keep going, Tim.
No work shall be done on those days.
Stop. It said it right, plain and simple, didn't it? It distinguished 2 days, and it said no work should be done on them 2 days. It didn't say the whole festival. It didn't say day 1, day 2, all the, you know what I'm saying? It didn't say that. And on 15, it said, well, God, I wanted to read 15 too. What's the 15 say?
7 days you shall eat unleavened bread. On the first day you shall remove leaven out of your houses.
Stop. Now, do y'all see how it talks about all 7 days? It really breaks down day by day. Y'all don't see that?
It just broke down the first day and the 7th day.
It just broke down all 7 days. It says 7 days you shall not eat leavened bread.
Yeah.
It just says 7 days. That's every day. Are we not getting this?
Yes.
7 days we're not supposed to eat unleavened bread. Then it goes to say what to do on that first day. What are we supposed to do on the very first day, Tim?
Not eat unleavened bread.
On the first day, what it says do?
That's on 16. Okay, on the first day you shall hold a holy assembly.
It's 15. 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread. And then what it say?
From the first day until the 7th day, that person shall be cut off from Israel.
Somebody read 15 for me, please.
Even on the first day ye shall put away leavening out of the houses.
See that? So it's starting with the first day and it's telling you what to do on the first day. Okay? And then it goes to say, on 16, it says what to do again on the first day where it says no work, and on the seventh day where it says no work. So it's giving y'all orders on what to do on a day-by-day basis. I know it's kind of funny when the reading, but it's dirt. If you read it, it's dirt right in your face. Don't think about it too much. It's the words right there. It says different in certain books, no doubt, but all of the books pretty much say about the same thing. Y'all get that? All right, now let's move past that real quick. Let's go on back down to 20.
You shall eat nothing leavened. In all your dwelling places you shall eat unleavened bread. Then Moses called all the elders of Israel and said to them, Go and select lambs for yourselves according to your clans, and kill the Passover lamb. Take a bunch of hyssop and dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and touch the lintel and the 2 doorposts with the blood that is in the basin. None of you shall go out of the door of his house until the morning.
Stop. Now you realize he's talking to the elders, and he's telling them what to do. He's telling them what to do with the lambs when they go get it, how to prepare the lambs now. So it already told you, like when the Most High gave them the instructions on what to do. Now Moses is going to talk to the elders, and they finna do this thing now. You see that? Keep going, Tim.
For the Lord will pass through to strike the Egyptians. And when he sees the blood on the lintel and on the 2 doorposts, the Lord will pass over the door and will not allow the destroyer to enter the houses to strike you. You shall observe this rite as a statute for you and for your sons forever. And when you come to the land that the Lord will give you, as he has promised, you shall keep this service. And when your children say to you, What do you mean by this service? You shall say, It is the sacrifice of the Lord's Passover. For he passed over the houses of the people of Israel in Egypt, when he struck the Egyptians but spoiled our houses, and the people bowed their heads and worshipped. Then the people of Israel went and did so, as the Lord commanded in Moses' Aaron, so they did. At midnight the Lord struck down all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh who sat on his throne, to the firstborn of the captive, who was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of the livestock.
Stop. Now y'all see, now the act is going on now. Now the doing is going on. Ain't no more talking. You see? Now he's doing this thing. Keep going. How the Pharaoh feel?
And Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and all his servants and all the Egyptians. And there was a great cry in Egypt, for there was not a house where someone was not dead. Then he summoned Moses and Aaron by night and said, Up, go out from among my people, both you and the people of Israel, and go, serve the Lord as you have said. Serve the Lord as you have said.
Well, stop. So did it happen? Did he do it?
Yes.
Oh, he wasn't playing. He did that deal. He said and he did, and it happened. And everybody was crying throughout the whole land. Can y'all imagine something like that going on right now today?
No.
That'd be crazy, wouldn't it?
That'd be dope too, man. I'm like, dang.
That'd be crazy.
Dang. The whole world.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody, man.
All right, Tim, where we at with it?
31, right?
Go ahead, read. Exodus chapter 12, verse 31. Let's read.
Then he summoned Moses and Aaron by night and said, Up, go out from among my people, both you and the people of Israel, and go serve Lord as you have said. Take your flocks and your herds as you have said, and be gone, and bless me also. The Egyptians were urgent with the people to send them out of the land in
Wait a
haste.
minute, man. I gotta say, hold up. So he was all big and bad at first. The Pharaoh was all big and bad at first. Now, since some real shit happened with his ass, he like, man, shit, he know who we fucking with. See, people ain't gonna know who they fucking with until some real serious shit happen. You know what I'm saying? And when, like, all of the firstborn of the Egyptians and all the servants and all the motherfuckers died, what happened with his magicians and shit? Where they at? Ain't nobody to be found. You see what I'm saying? Nobody nowhere. So he's like, he pleading, go. He ready for ass to get gone now. And what he asked him? Bless me too. So, who submitted to who?
The Pharaoh submitted to Most High.
Absolutely. But you know the Pharaoh's heart gotta be hardened somewhat though, because the Most High said he was gonna harden his heart, didn't he? Yeah. Keep going, read that deal, Tim. Where we at?
34.
Exodus
chapter 12, verse 34.
Verse 33.
33. The Egyptians were urging with the people to send them out of the land in haste, for they said, we shall all be dead. So the people took their dough before it was leavened, their kneading bowls being bound up in their cloaks on their shoulders. The people of Israel had also done as Moses told them, for they had asked the Egyptians for silver and gold, jewelry, and for clothing. And the Lord had given the people favor in the sight of Egyptians, so that they let them have what they asked. This they plundered the Egyptians. And the people of Israel journeyed from Ramses to Succoth, about 600,000 men on foot, besides women and children. A mixed multitude also went up within.
Wait a minute, man. I just can't let you ride over there like that. Right. Hold on. We got to go back a little bit and talk about this for a second. Now, did he just say he killed the Egyptians?
No.
Hold on.
No.
Read 36 for me again. Hold on, not 36. Go back and read 35 for me again. First question, I want you to read 35 for me again, but my first question to y'all is, do y'all realize why the bread was unleavened?
Because they're not supposed to have leavened bread.
Nah. The bread, see, you remember, we are not supposed to have unleavened bread. They can't have unleavened bread because they left in haste. What does a haste mean?
Hurry. They had to get up out of there.
They had to get up out of there fast. Now, if you know anything about bread making, how do you make bread?
It take a long time to let
Why?
For the yeast to activate and all of that.
Because it has to rise. They couldn't let it rise. Because the Egyptians was like, what? What did they say, Tim?
Get out.
Get out.
Get out.
Or they gonna kill us or some shit like that, right?
Yes.
Y'all ain't read what that said? Hold on. We need to go back now. Hold on. We need to go back. Go back and read 33 for me again.
The Egyptians were urging with the people to send them out of the land in haste, for they said, we shall all be dead.
Y'all don't see that?
Yeah.
They was urging. They was like, get y'all ass out of here now. Go. All right, Tim, keep reading.
So the people took their dough before it was leavened.
Stop. That's why it's unleavened bread. Because they had to get the fuck out of Dodge. They had to go.
So they took the dough.
Right.
They said they were supposed to eat like cookie dough and bread dough and stuff.
No, we just ain't supposed to be eating shit that rise. Because it's a remembrance thing, son. You got to remember what it's saying. It's a remember. We're remembering this time.
Well, they took the dough. They didn't really have the bread yet.
Well, it was unleavened.
Right, dough,
It
unleavened.
wasn't bread.
Right.
Unleavened dough.
was
Like,
dough.
they was probably smashing on some dough.
I mean, still.
They didn't eat that.
Why not?
You're not supposed to eat dough.
You can.
You're not supposed to.
Well,
Some
hold
of them
on now.
probably
Y'all
do.
getting all off into this. Hold on, man. Y'all getting all off into this though. The point is they had to get up out of that motherfucker before it could do its thing, before it can rise. That's why it's unleavened. That's why we remember in the time where we had to go do this unleavened bread thing. Because you remember, they had already got the feast already. This is already when they ate the lamb and all that shit. The killing going on right now.
Who killing who?
Bro.
I remember the Most High killed the first sons. And
Yeah,
all
that's the
that.
killing that's going on. Oh, it is some more killing going on. Tim,
Right.
read 36 for me. No. Go to 35 and read 35 for me.
And the people of Israel had also done as Moses told them, for they had asked the Egyptians for silver and gold jewelry and for clothing.
Now stop. The Most High did tell them go ask them for some shit, right? So it's like, hey, we need some shit, right? All right, keep going, Tim.
And the Lord has given the people favors in the sight of the Egyptians.
All right, so the Egyptians was like, cool, right?
They said, you know what? We gonna do that for you.
Yeah, we gonna get y'all that. We gonna get y'all all what y'all want. What happened right after that, Tim?
So that they let them have what they asked. This they plundered the Egyptians.
And they plundered the Egyptians.
Right. I thought that meant like.
What in the hell does plunder mean?
I thought that meant took what they had. Like when you plunder the.
That mean the Egyptians were poor. They ain't have no goods no more.
Right. Yeah.
They were poor.
Right.
Killed them economically.
Right. You was talking about like you said they killed them like killed them like whacked them. I'm thinking nah.
What does plunder mean? Give me the definitions of plunder. Let's get this whole thing down. And you could be looking this up too. But while he's looking up plunder, Tim, go ahead and keep reading. We're at 37 now. Exodus chapter 12, verse 37. Get your scriptures out.
And the people of Israel journeyed from, I often say Roman noodles.
Uh-oh.
You know that Rams, it say Rams on Roman noodles. All right.
Keep on going.
And the people of Israel journeyed from Rams to Succoth.
It's Ramesses.
Ramesses to Succoth. About 600,000 men on foot, besides women and children.
So it just told you how many of us it was in our nation. All right, keep going.
A mixed multitude.
It said what?
A mixed multitude.
Hold on, it said what?
A mixed multitude also went up with them.
So we always been mixed. It ain't never been a regular old race thing. Because you remember, we was getting down in Egypt. We was multiplying with all kinds of Egyptian women.
I'm talking about boogie.
You don't think? Just like we is now. We get down with or whatever, right? We get down. Y'all know it.
Tim know it.
What?
Lil Swag know it.
That's what I'm saying. So my whole point is, what's race? What's racist? Why is that? This nation of Yisrael thing ain't never just been a bloodline thing, just one bloodline thing. The nation ain't got nothing to do with just one regular bloodline. It has all to do with the laws. The laws is what matters. The laws is what makes a difference. All right? Anybody could be a part of this nation. Whatever nationality or race you call yourself can be a part of this. As long as you follow them laws, you got to know who you is, though. You could be grafted in this. Yes. It's a lot of motherfuckers who grafted in just right there. It said a mixed multitude. I mean, not just old and young, women and children. Yeah, that. But it was mixed, period.
black, white, yellow, green, purple.
It was a mixed multitude. Keep going, Tim.
And they baked unleavened cakes of the dough that they had brought out of Egypt.
All right, Cass, did that answer your question?
My question? I didn't have a
Yeah, when you was talking about they just took the dough, they ain't eat it.
Oh, not yet.
What did they just do with the dough, Tim?
How they whip up an unleavened cake?
Tim, what they just do with the dough?
They baked unleavened cakes of the dough that they had brought out of Egypt.
That's what happened. So they had cookies and shit.
That sound fire.
Yeah, they was chilling. They knew how to get down. Keep going.
For it was not leavened, because they were thrust out of Egypt and could not wait, nor had they prepared in provisions for themselves. The time that the people of Israel lived in Egypt was 430 years. At the end of 430 years, on the very day all the hosts of the Lord went out from the land of Egypt, it was a night of watching by the Lord to bring them out of the land of Egypt. So this same night is a night of watching kept to the Lord by all the people of Israel throughout their generations.
So we're supposed to be watching too. I wonder how many signs we'd have missed in the sky. Because we're supposed to be watching. Who knew that? The Passover ain't just going out fucking trying to celebrate some Easter shit. No, it's a whole lot. We're supposed to be learning this shit. We're supposed to be observing this shit and watching for shit. Signs and wonders. All right, Tim, where we at with it?
Exodus chapter 12, verse 43. And the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, this is the statute of Passover. No foreigner shall eat of it, but every slave that is bought for money may eat of it after you have circumcised them.
Stop. Do y'all get what's going on? Why he got to be circumcised?
Because he got to be
grafted in this. It already just told you, can't no stranger eat with us during Passover. It told you that. This is a members only feast.
Hey, that's dope. I ain't gonna fake it.
Can't no strangers eat this feast with you.
Wait, I thought they said that strangers can eat it.
Hey, Tim. Let's go back and read. What was you just at? 43? Read 43.
But it's at 19. What did he said the strangers can't eat?
At 19, verse 19?
Yeah.
Let me see. Go and read 19 then, Tim. Where is that? Huh. Hold on, let me read. You say Exodus chapter 12, verse 19?
Yeah.
You read that then. Let me see.
7 days shall be no leavening found in your houses, for whosoever eateth that which is leavening shall so be cut off from the congregation of Israel.
Right.
Whether he be a stranger or born of the land.
Right. So what does that mean?
He can fix with us, right? Because he is a stranger. Or like with the blood with us or not.
Okay, so Tim, let's go back and read 43.
And the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, this is the statute of the Passover.
This is the law of the Passover. Keep going.
No foreigner shall eat of it.
Stop. No foreigner should eat of it. Now, are these the same words? Is a stranger and a foreigner the same? And does it say stranger to us or stranger to the land? Or what does a stranger mean? And is a stranger to foreigner the same?
Stranger in the land. I guess somebody who's not within that land.
Someone who wasn't born in the land. Stranger of the land, right? Foreigner means someone who's gone, someone who's not of that land. So there's got to be something here. What's the difference? 10. Read 44.
But every slave that is bought for money may eat of it after you have circumcised him.
Keep going.
No foreigner or hired worker may eat of it. It shall be eaten in one house. You shall not take any of the flesh outside the house, and you shall not break any of its bones. All the congregations of Israel shall keep it.
Stop. All right. So let's deal with the confusion. No sojourner, no, it says a sojourner and a hired servant does not eat of it. And in 19, it says, for 7 days no leavened bread is to be found in your house, for anyone eats of leavened bread, the same day should be cut off from the congregation of Yisrael, whether sojourner or native of the land. All right? Now that's where the confusion is. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Are we all confused?
No, we ain't confused.
I'm not confused.
Well, I am.
Well, explain. Since you're not confused, then you is explain and see if you can clear up the
It
confusion.
sounded like what you just read. It said that this is. It said that this is the law of the Passover. And then right after this said, it looked like one of the very first laws of the Passover was strangers cannot eat.
Right.
Then going down the line, it clarified it. Because it said that whoever come in and eat got to be basically grafted in. So that's why they confusing to me, because it clarified itself.
So the strangers can eat, they just have to be circumcised.
They ain't strangers no more after they circumcised.
Right. That means that means that they are grafted in. If they circumcised, that means they got the mark of Abraham, which means they following the laws.
It's two different types of circumcised. I'm guessing they circumcised both ways.
They got to be circumcised both ways. But to clear up further confusion, you can always have like guests in your house, Cash.
Yeah.
And old guests in your house don't got a feast with you. And the consequence of the feast, it says what?
You can't eat unleavened bread, or you're gonna be taken away from the nation of Israel.
Okay, so what would that matter to a person who's not of the nation of Israel?
It wouldn't matter to them. For a person who's not of the nation of Israel, it wouldn't matter to them.
Right.
What it would to the people of Israel.
So what's the problem here?
I guess the confusion cleared up now with like the example that you just provided. Because I was thinking like, if at first they said the strangers can't eat, but then they cleared it up saying they have to be grafted in. So basically they're not really strangers anymore.
Okay. And like you said, even in 19, where it says, for if anyone eats what is leavening, that same being shall be cut off from the congregation of Yisrael, whether a sojourner or a native.
I had a question about that a while ago. I just remembered.
What?
If you get cut off, I know we all may have got cut off through the years, can we get re-added?
This is what grafting back in is all about. This is why we're talking about being grafted back in. All you got to do is follow the laws. It's all about the laws. That's why we're getting back into this. That's what this whole awakening is all about. Yes, get back into the laws. Yes, we can be back in. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
But back to this other confusion, sojourners can be a part of the nation. They can be grafted in. And that's why it's talking about sojourners or natives. Because the whole big thing is being cut off of the nation of Yisrael. So obviously these sojourners are a part of the nation of Yisrael. That means that they have been grafted in already. That means that they don't have the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They have somebody else's bloodline. But they're following the laws of our Father. Got me? They've been grafted. These are your sojourners, your strangers. Cool?
Yes.
Foreigners, on the other hand, are not. They different. These motherfuckers are people who worship different deities. Different gods and shit.
Well, imaginary guys.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and end this chapter. We've been on this motherfucker way too long, but it's a good show, damn it. Keep going.
Verses 45.
Exodus chapter what?
Exodus chapter 12, verse 45.
Let's do it.
No foreigner or hired worker may eat of it. It shall be eaten in one house. You shall not take any of the flesh outside the house, and you shall not break any of its bones. All the congregation of Israel shall keep it. If a stranger shall sojourn with you and would keep the Passover to the Lord, let all his males be circumcised. Then he may come near and keep it. He shall be as a native of the land. But no uncircumcised person shall eat of it.
So nobody who does not follow our laws is to eat with us during this time. Keep going.
There shall be one law for the native and for the stranger who sojourns among you.
So he gave you the whole reason behind all of that confusion. Do y'all see that?
Yes.
You see how the Bible breaks shit down and clears everything all the way up? Because it's all a law thing. It's all about following the laws. Let's keep going.
All the people of Israel did just as the Lord commanded Moses and Aaron. And on the very day the Lord brought the people of Israel out the land of Egypt by their hosts. Chapter 13.
Good job, Tim! Man, that was exciting. Damn, that was a lot of information.
Yeah.
But you know what I want to do? We got to go around the room. Cash. I'm going to come to you last. Tim, what you think about the shit, man?
I think
Need some water?
I think the story was good though.
Okay.
I liked the part where the little action part, you know what I'm saying? And I know about the circumcision and about eating something, but it keeps saying I'm trying to wonder what is they eating.
Huh?
And they kept saying eat it. And I mean that's all I kind of like.
Did you learn
gotta say.
shit?
But yeah, I'm telling you what I get out of it. Yeah.
I don't know what you learned though. Did you learn that Passover had laws? You supposed to do shit during Passover, or was you an Easter guy?
I'm gonna watch the show.
Oh, fuck.
And you know this, man.
I had to get it out, man. Every show I gotta get it out. What you think?
I thought it was cool. I thought it was interesting how they made stuff out of how they made cakes out of unleavened bread. I'm still trying to see how you do that or where they do that at.
They ain't had no ovens and none of that shit. They were getting down.
Yeah, tripping. No, they had it cracking though. They had it cracking.
They had the herbs and shit on with it.
Yeah, but other than that, I ain't learned too much for real, except that you're not supposed to do no work on the Passover, and the Passover, it ain't just Easter. And Easter.
Is it Easter?
No, it's supposed to be like it's
the fuck is Easter?
Easter.
That's a good question.
It's
I'm still trying to see when.
Hold on, we're gonna get to you in a minute. Wait.
I'm still trying to see when Easter Bunny start laying eggs. Like that still got me shook to this day. Like Easter Bunny don't lay eggs.
That's crazy. Yeah. Swag. What you think, man?
It was understanding to me, cause how I looked at it, I learned more about the laws that I didn't know that part.
Yeah. Like what?
Like I went on my own.
Yeah.
I didn't know that had anything to do about laws or anything. Now I actually sit down and look at it. I understand more about the laws and stuff.
No doubt. It makes sense that motherfuckers start reading this shit and they see it. Do you see religion in this shit?
No.
Right. It's about following laws. Does it say you gotta be a certain type of color to be a part of this shit?
No.
It's all about laws. Divine! What you think?
I did learn about the Passover. I mean, even though I couldn't fully understand it, but now I understand it.
You get it now?
Yeah, I get it now. I get why it was, because I didn't know. I just thought it was just the Passover until we read on it.
Nah, it's a whole remembrance thing. We're supposed to be remembering something.
Yeah.
And that's why this whole Easter Bunny. Hold on, let's talk about this Easter Bunny, Cash.
So, I don't understand where the bunny came from, but Easter is supposed to be the remembrance of when Jesus died on the cross and came back to life 2 days or 3 days later. And I still don't understand that. But that was supposed to happen a week after the Passover.
Ain't that some shit? Okay. Well, we need to research who Easter is, this fertility god, because you know that bunnies represent fertility because they are promiscuous.
So what is that?
Look it up. They are promiscuous. Bunnies are.
They're freaky.
And if you know anything about eggs, eggs represent fertility. So you got to ask yourself, why are you celebrating bunnies that lay eggs?
Do bunnies even lay eggs?
Promiscuous bunnies that lay eggs. And on that note,
wait.
Hold on, we gotta wait. Hold on, she's scared. Hold on, wait a minute. I was finna end this shit, y'all, but when she stopped me, what you got to say?
I learned that I feel like this was the opening for other nations to join our nation. Because at first it was a bloodline thing, and we seen it was a bloodline thing, and they all came from Yisrael, who came from Abraham. But then now with the Passover, it just clearly stated that strangers can come in as long as they follow the laws. So they open it up to other nations like Egyptians.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Well, check it out. When we read a little further, we gonna really see the Bible gonna really explain this grafting thing, and you know it don't leave no stone unturned. You know it's really gonna break this shit down, and it's gonna talk about these different kinds of circumcisions. You know why I keep talking about the circumcisions and why I keep saying everything. It's all about following the laws. And on that note, we out this bitch. Once I get my shit right, hold on, here it is right here, y'all. Wait a minute, hold on. I don't see it, y'all. Wait a minute. I don't see this motherfucker. Wait a minute. I don't see it. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Gotta get this shit right. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. I gotta get it right, y'all. I gotta get it right.
I'm so ready.
They're kind of straight out the lighthouse.
We got it.
I go by Yekka 12 tribes representing uncommon conscious music through your studios. Listen, I don't be cooking crack in my homeboy's kitchen. I be about that information, share it with my brethren. You won't see me on no block serving fiends, catching cases. You'll see me on the web learning about registration. Trying to search about my nationality and heritage, then research about history and what this shit was carrying. I think my people were slaves in the days of the Constitution, labeled them as livestock. Tagged us, beat us, kept us moving, treated us with brutality and kept the world puking. Then promised slave rights, apologies and retributions. That Negro act is still valid and they using it. That's why I gotta make this shit surreal music. That Negro act is still valid and they using it. That's why I gotta make this shit surreal music. This is Young Yisrael Nation and I got a message that come from the streets. We can no longer be silent. We can no longer be weak. We can no longer suffer defeat from Edomites be what they want us to be. We gotta be the most high chosen nation, cause that's the nation we was chosen to be. We gotta be the most fearless, but we gotta keep up your laws though. I don't know if y'all can hear this, but I'm spitting truth through these bars, bro. If you focus, you can see them. Genocide and I see them. Constantine and his Roman friends at the first council of Nicaea. As far as these Romans go, when the deepest all this Bible gets, all the books irrelevant, all through the New Testament, all through the good Gospels. That book ain't been right since truth in Old Testament. We call the book of remembrance. This is just surreal with the message to the streets. Is it really real or is it all make believe? Come to think about it, it's this system made unsafe for me. It's been killing me repeatedly, it shows through history. I go by Yekka 12 tribes representing uncommon conscious music through your studios. Listen, the brainwashing lies, all the schemes that they pitching. If I was free, then why the policies affect my living? Why can't I walk along my porch, getting stoned on my weed, right in front of the police without them harassing me? They be asking information, invading my privacy, talking about what you doing, officer. I'm doing me. See you operate in public sector, me, I'm in the private. I got my proper paperwork recorded and it's typed in. Can you please respect it? I don't want this to turn violent. Or call your superior officer for we be fighting. So what a District of Columbia at anyway? I see some schemers and some frauds in the USA. So what a District of Columbia at anyway? I see some schemers and some frauds in the USA. This is Young Yisrael Nation and I got a message that come from the streets. We can no longer be silent. We can no longer be weak. We can no longer suffer defeat from Ashkenazis trying to be me, trying to say that they're the real Jew, when they only look Jewish to me. Judas to see what they do know. Don't you know Jewish for Judah, bro? Don't you know Judah's a tribe of the nation of Yisrael? Who we gon' do this for? We can no longer suffer defeat from Edomites be what they want us to be. We gotta be the most high chosen nation, cause that's the nation we was chosen to be.
You are listening to Yisrael United, hosted by your brother Yekka. You can follow us on Instagram, check us out on Facebook, and also subscribe to that YouTube channel. We're a kingdom awakening a nation. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. You know, I go by brother Yekka.
Kind of straight out the lighthouse with it.
And I teach a lot of people this nationality thing, you know what I'm saying? And the most asked question that I get, they be like, why you do this? Okay. I do this for the races, and all the foreign places, and all up in your faces, or behind doors. I do this for the biggest, that try to give you tickets, and try to take your digits. Hey, them some assholes. I do this for my people, so yeah, they call you sheepos, but we gon' get them, we both say you my damn bros. This truth is what they facing, and we can't sleep no more. I read it from the scripture, then bring it to the streets. This Yisrael united, and we the mouthpiece. But we don't piece it out, we bring it to your home. National awareness, yeah, that's our goal. We kick it to you like the legs on a punter. Gotta run this knowledge for the beast. Take you under, take you under, take your soul, bro. Money, drugs, guns, hoes, and we getting cute by the police if you didn't know. I do this for the races, and all the foreign places, and all up in your faces, or behind doors. I do this for the biggest that try to get your tickets and try to take your digits. Hey, them some assholes. I do this for my people, so yeah, they call you sheepos, but we gon' get them, we both say do my damn roles. This Yisrael the nation, this history in the making. This truth is what they facing, and we can't sleep no more. You know the game, man, we victim of our circumstance. Pop a pill, see the op, now we do the murder dance. But you can't dance with that gun in your pants. Might as well pick up a book and get a Bible a chance. I know the book is old, the awakening new, and I'ma bring it to the youth with the covenant crew. And if knowledge is power, then I wanna abuse it, then bring it to all my peeps so my brethren can use it. I do this for the races, and all the foreign places, and all up in your faces, or behind doors. I do this for the biggest that try to get your tickets and try to take your digits. Hey, them some assholes. I do this for my people, so yeah, they call you sheepos, but we gon' get them, we both say do my damn bros. This Yisrael the nation, this history in the making. This truth is what they facing, and we can't sleep no more. I kick it to you like the legs on a punter. Gotta run the knowledge for the beast. Take you under, take you under, take your soul, bro. Money, drugs, guns, hoes, and we getting killed by the police if you didn't know. And if knowledge is power, then I wanna abuse it, then bring it to all my peeps so my brethren can use it. I'm brother Yekabin, on the platform to prove it. Yisrael